By this point, everyone and their moms know who Pedro Pascal is. But while everyone knows about him, not everyone knows about his past. Did you know that he got into plays just because he was bored? All that started back when he was just a kid. The actor himself talked about the entire thing in an interview, saying that he was just 13 to 14 at the time. At first, it was just an activity he'd do because, like every new kid in town, he was super lonely and had no place to fit in.
The last time I was at a celebration was in the beginning of 2019, and we've all been through a lot since then.
The actor started with some of the more classical books, along with some plays of the same kind. He would do that all day since he was too young to drive and go anywhere. In the interview, the actor had even talked about, well, joked about how his parents were probably scared for his future at the time, but things seemed to pan out.
Where is Pedro Pascal from?
I am from Santiago, Chile.
But not before the obstacles he faced in high school. Turns out that the actor lost a total of 17 jobs when he was in high school. In an interview, the actor talked about how he got signed on with a representative who got him some interviews when he was in high school, but none of them worked out for him.
That's right. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Though that's the case with most actors out there, unless your parents are already established. It usually takes a lifetime to get just one role, let alone a role that brings an actor's career to fruition with a big break. Turns out it was the same for Pascal, though he had to make money to survive.
I went to New York at 18. I saw Shanghai Triad in 96, maybe 4 times at the Angelica movie theater.
Especially after graduating from high school. He went to wait tables and such. Ultimately, he ended up getting fired from every job he worked in. It's best that his talent was finally seen not just by casting crews, but also by his fans. But while reading those books and plays,
like the suburbs of San Antonio.
Oh, gorgeous, yeah.
Orange County.
Oh, I love it.
Wild place.
he fell in love with Game of Thrones. Anyone that's ever even given the Game of Thrones books or shows a chance have fallen in love with the universe itself. The same applies to Pascal too. I mean, there's a reason why it's the biggest show out there. And even to this day, it is one of the most famous topics on the news and social media.
I think it's just really brave of Fox to make a big, make a sequel with a bunch of nobodies.
So it was not a surprise that he was trying his best to get a role in the show as soon as possible, and was super excited when he got in on the 4th season, playing none other than Oberyn Martell. Although the actor did have some regrets about the role. In an interview, he talked about how he wished he had more time to read into the character and learn more about the role. The only reason he couldn't do that was that the novels were just too darn long. Instead, he ended up learning more about him as he played him.
Excited?
I'm super excited. I think it's the top of everybody's bucket list. I am scared.
Now, everyone knows the character, and some might even claim that he's one of the show's best. While this isn't news to everyone, this was far from the first role of his career, but it was enough to bring him into the public eye, a breakout role if you will. But during all of that,
It was great. He had an incredible translator, but if you see the movie, which you should, it's a lot of fun. Monsters are attacking the Great Wall of China.
Oscar Isaac was always there for him. The two are super close friends, but most people don't know that they've been there for each other way before their big breaks. The two first met while working on the off-Broadway production called Beauty of the Father in 2005. At the time, they were getting paid a mere $500 weekly. Neither of them thought they would ever make it as big as they have. And at the time, their only goal was just to pay rent. They didn't even have a plan to get to the top, just a dream that they talk about to each other and how incredible their passion for acting was. Now that their careers have blown up, they're still really good friends.
And it was this huge adventure because here we are, all of us in Colombia together.
And are almost family to each other. They even celebrate things like New Year's together. While Pascal is working on shows like The Last of Us and The Mandalorian, Isaac has also done some incredible work. Who can forget about Dune and Moon Knight, or Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker? Even though Pascal is a big-name actor now, he appreciates his fans a lot and even regularly checks out a fan account devoted to him being a heartthrob.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
Back in the day, movie stars were like a completely different species, but recently there are communities dedicated to them full of fans. Any artist struggling to get to where they are will love such communities. Such is the case with Pascal as well. Whenever he's not feeling the best, he goes onto Instagram to look at accounts that fans dedicated to him. One of his favorite accounts goes by Pedro Pascal Fan Account and constantly posts pictures of the actor from everything he's ever been in. He's probably one of the most humble stars out there. So humble that he thought he would play a minor role in The Mandalorian. When the actor first talked with the show's creator about his role,
Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian.
You're welcome.
he thought he would be playing a side character or even a minor role. Despite that, he was super excited about being given a chance, and it was still a great opportunity for him, so it makes sense. Anyone would be stoked to be in Star Wars. It turns out that that simply wasn't the case.
Yeah, there's plenty of trauma that has developed, like lots of, important skills for middle age.
In fact, when he walked into Favreau's office, he was surrounded by a room full of illustrations from the show featuring what looked like Boba Fett. So obviously he thought that was going to be his role. Still, he was just as excited to be playing an iconic character, and the two started to talk more about the show's tone, story, and visuals. When the actor finally asked who he was going to play, Favreau just looked him dead in the eye and told him he was playing the Mandalorian. The actor was still pretty confused and still thought he was playing Fett.
Pedro Pascal. Star Wars. It's all true.
But then Favreau told him he was not Fett, but the main character. That's how Pascal got into the biggest role in his career. Not only that, but did you know that he's gotten multiple awards too? I mean, is there something that this guy can't do? Not a lot of actors out there manage to make such an impression that gets them awards from the best out there. But Pascal has won a bunch despite that, because of the incredible work he's been putting out.
Yeah. He is.
Protecting.
Yeah.
I think if I say any more,
Yep, don't say it.
I'll be replaced.
Some of them include awards such as the Garland Award and the Los Angeles Drama Critics Award. He got those because of a play he did called Orphans, but that's not all. He's even gotten nominated a bunch of times for his performance in Game of Thrones. If you've ever seen any of his films or shows, you know how talented he is.
Prized
Do you want
possession.
to try to look at it?
Yeah. It helps to kind of actually visualize
I
the
know.
words.
And he deserves those. But what most of you don't know is that he was engaged before. Though the actor prefers to keep his private life super private, which is completely understandable, but there's one relationship that you can be sure about. Turns out that in the past, he was in a relationship with Maria Dezia. That's not all though. After that, he was with Lena Headey, another actor. It's been reported that the two were seen together while wearing engagement rings.
And there are pretty intense and complicated action sequences which are described to you like, it just turns into this kind of language.
But that's all said and done, and things didn't end how you'd like them to. Those are all the unknown facts about Pedro Pascal that you need to know about. See you in the next video.
Manners maketh man. Let me translate that for you.